new surveillance footage obtained exclusively by CNN at her. The complaint goes on to say he grabbed her and then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her. In the surveillance video, Combs can be seen grabbing Ventura and throwing her to the ground. As Ventura lies on the ground, Combs then kicks her twice and attempts to drag her on the floor back to the hotel room. Ventura is seen picking up a hotel phone. Combs seems to walk back to the hotel room, then returns and appears to shove her in a corner. Moments later, he can be seen throwing an object in her direction.
I want to bring in Grammy award-winning songwriter and one of Cassie's close friends, Tiffany Red. She wrote a public letter to Diddy in December of 2023 called "Sean Combs Traumatized Me," in order to corroborate the claims Cassie made in her lawsuit against Diddy. Tiffany, thank you for joining us. It is so difficult, so horrific to watch this and wonder what life must have been and may have been like. Can you take us back to that time, Tiffany, and tell us what Diddy was like from your personal observations, what their relationship was like? Is there context you can give?
I mean, I can definitely provide context around like this incident. Cassie confided in me about this incident when I was working with her around this time, around 2016. We were working on her sophomore album, and she told me about this situation. Their relationship was volatile for sure. And you could tell that she was afraid of him, you know, and that there was a lot of control. And sorry, it's witnessing,
what do you feeling?
Well, I mean, the thing is like I said, this is something that Cassie confided in me about back then. And like the one thing specifically that always stuck out to me about the story was him throwing the vase at her. And to see it, I remember her saying, you know, I remember it being at the Intercontinental. I remember the whole situation. But to know a story is one thing, but to see it is something different. And then also to see it, somebody that you care about, it's that a video of my friend getting violently assaulted is all over the world, and no one was there to help her, and it just, I don't know.
I mean, you worked closely with him.
I did. I was his assistant between 2008 and 2009, and they were dating when I worked for him.
And what was he like, and what did you observe about them at this time?
I observed nothing that would lead me to believe, or there was no scuttlebutt about it. I never saw him speak harshly to her or be abusive toward her or anything like that. I rode in the limos with them. I went to parties with them. I guess what I would say is, even though I never saw anything that could corroborate what's in that lawsuit and what we just saw, there was not one cell in my body that was surprised.
Why not?
You know, it's gonna sound a little bit weird because I don't have any facts, right? And nobody's gonna call me to testify. But I would say that it's woman's intuition. I would say that I was around him a lot, and I got a feeling for who he was. I didn't see anything that could get him in trouble. But I think that the power dynamic in a situation like that, especially her at the beginning of her career, so young and beautiful and talented, and she hooked herself or became involved with somebody who had so much power. And I felt that working for him. I'm sure the whole team felt that. And I mean, that's right, he's a mogul, so of course he's the big boss. But I think that you could imagine, certainly in my interactions with him, you could imagine how that would dissipate and sort of seep into every aspect of his life, and especially his relationships.
Yeah, because I mean, she was 19, I believe, and he was 37 when they first began dating.
Right, so imagine how that would be, and then he's rich, and not only is he rich, but he controls your career. And all you want in your career, right, is she's an artist. She wants to make music. She really was an artist, is an artist. And now all of a sudden, she's with somebody who could make that happen for her, and it doesn't happen.
So you don't.
If there were any doubts about Diddy being a disgusting human, they're all gone now. Hold on to your seats, because this is the celebrity scandal of the decade. CNN has just leaked jaw-dropping footage that could send shockwaves through Hollywood. The explosive video features none other than the rap mogul himself, P. Diddy, caught in an incriminating act that is bound to shake up his career and reputation.
Cassie Ventura's public comments coming just days after CNN exclusively obtained the graphic surveillance footage. CNN's Elizabeth Wagmeister broke the story and has this follow-up on Ventura's reaction. We want to warn our viewers, some of the images in her report are disturbing.
Cassie Ventura breaking her silence for the first time since CNN uncovered this disturbing video showing music mogul Sean Diddy Combs violently throwing her to the ground, then kicking and dragging her. On Instagram, Ventura thanking family, friends, and strangers, writing, "The outpouring of love has created a place for my younger self to settle and feel safe now. But this is only the beginning. My only ask is that everyone open your heart to believing victims the first time." The surveillance video from 2016 also shows Combs throwing a vase at then-girlfriend Ventura in the hallway of a Los Angeles hotel. The security camera footage seeming to corroborate part of Ventura's 2023 lawsuit against Diddy, alleging he punched Miss Ventura, giving her a black eye, then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her. The lawsuit, since settled, also referenced this.
I gotta give a special thank you.
A 2022 acceptance speech in which Combs spoke of Cassie in a much different light.
Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love.
The shocking surveillance footage, which dates back to 2016, shows Diddy, real name Sean Combs, in an unbelievable altercation with his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura at the opulent Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles. In this almost surreal clip, Diddy is seen shirtless, only clad in a towel wrapped around his waist, furiously chasing Cassie down the hallway. The tension in the footage is palpable as Cassie desperately tries to escape into an elevator, only to be grabbed by the back of her head and violently slammed onto the ground by Diddy. As if that weren't enough, the video captures the rapper mercilessly kicking her while she lies motionless. And the horror doesn't stop there. Diddy stands over her, kicks her again, and then drags her back to their room by her hoodie in a shocking display of aggression. Those close to Diddy had always warned us of his violent tendencies, and now they have finally come to light.
Just with this Cassie thing, I didn't know her, but I knew somebody like her, and that was Kim Porter. I didn't know Cassie, but I knew somebody who was going through the same thing she was going through, and that was Kim Porter. So people ask me, and they send me clips of Cassie, I guess it's an affidavit to the courts, of what she experienced. And it's like, it was the same thing Kim was going through. The same thing, bro. Kim was going through the same thing. The beatings, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, and now I could say one time when I know Kim had defended herself, and I told people this, and now everybody, after Cassie report comes out, everybody want to show the picture now. You see a picture on the internet going with Puff, right hand is in a bandage. That's the night I was called by Paul to meet him over at St. Luke's Hospital. He had a white t-shirt wrapped around his wrist because Kim had took the cork, where you open up wine, the corkscrew. She took the corkscrew and caught him on his wrist defending himself. And he almost, I know he tore some ligament, but he almost hit an artery or came close to the artery or either scratched it or cut it a little bit. because he just kept bleeding. Book. Then you heard about the fact that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht?
Wow, I ain't hear about that.
He broke Kim, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. So Cassie's story is Kim's story. Cassie's book is Kim's book. Bruh, when y'all look at this thing and saying force, y'all think that he probably threatened to beat her, threatened to do something like that. That ain't what force is. It could come from the mentality. Yo, he put her in a certain position, in a certain situation, and a certain time in her life. You understand what I'm saying? That she saw no way out other than doing what he told her to do. He had mentally controlled her. It's like a pimp. Diddy had pimp potential. He had her mind messed up where it controlled her. She felt no way out. She felt like if she walked out the door, he wasn't gonna do the music no more. If she went somewhere or she ran and didn't want to do that, their relationship not only would have been over, he would have painted a picture that nobody else in the industry would have dealt with her.
This damning footage, which CNN has just brought to light, corroborates Cassie's claims from a since-settled lawsuit where she alleged that Diddy paid the hotel a staggering $50,000 to secure the footage post-attack. Yet, in a bizarre twist of celebrity theater, just 2 days after this heinous incident, the duo appeared hand-in-hand on the red carpet for the premiere of The Perfect Match, smiling as if nothing had happened.
What a beautiful dress.
Thank you so much.
I wanted to ask you, can't wait to see 3 a.m.
Yes.
The controversy.
Yeah.
How can we get a tape of this?
Oh, I'm going to send it to you. I will email it to you.
Email me the whole thing.
Yes,
I love
yes,
it. I love that you're constantly crushing the glass ceiling or crushing the black ceiling.
Yes.
You're one of the first. One of the first.
And I'm blessed to be in this industry.
Yes, and you're
I
blessed.
just try to blend it with my artistry.
Yeah, and you create that. I'm thrilled. I want to see that like tomorrow, 8 p.m. Send it to me at 3 a.m. in the morning, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
You both look great. I'll see you inside.
Oh,
We'll see you together. Okay.
I mean, you're the star of this carpet right now.
Oh my
so
God.
You're gonna get interrupted a lot.
Oh my goodness.
How's it feel being a star in a movie?
It's insane. I don't even know what's going on right now. I'm freaking out.
And working with a lot of these big names, did you learn a lot? How was that experience?
I am learning so much every day, like being in this different industry and, being on the movie set with everybody. I just sat there like a sponge and soaked it all up. And I think I'm still trying to do that like every day. But this is crazy. I don't know how they do this.
And did you ever discover something about yourself from doing all this different kind of work?
I think I just discovered a different confidence in myself, and I'm growing up and becoming becoming a woman, even though I am a woman. But it's just really crazy, and I'm excited that this is the project that I got to do that on.
And how does this movie differentiate itself from other, movies of its genre?
I think that once people see it, I don't want to give too much away, but the message behind it definitely delivers a different message that they may not have seen before in, a romantic comedy film.
And in your experience, when you approach a guy, what works the best? What pickup lines that you use? Or
oh wow, I'm not a guy approacher, but I'm all about just casual.
For the guys out there, let's say that let's let them have a little fantasy. Let's say that you approach.
If I was approaching a guy, no, I would just totally be confident. Nobody can ever shade a confident person.
And what's the best pickup line that worked on you?
Say it again?
Best pickup line that worked on you?
Pickup lines don't really work on me. No.
Real
Do you have a good one?
The only one I have is hi, I'm Michael. Would you like to dance?
Oh yes, you win. Later at the after party. Let's do it.
Cassie's attorney, Douglas Wigdor, provided a statement highlighting the gravity of the footage. The gut-wrenching video has only further confirmed the disturbing and predatory behavior of Mr. Combs. Words cannot express the courage and fortitude that Miss Ventura has shown in coming forward to bring this to light. It's a stunning revelation, considering Cassie sued Combs last year for a myriad of offenses, including. They eventually settled out of court in November for an undisclosed sum. Cassie, in her statement, expressed a measured resolution. I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support.
We have breaking news now involving Sean Diddy Combs and his ex-girlfriend, the singer Cassie. Representatives on both camps and Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, are saying tonight that the two have settled a lawsuit she filed against the mogul yesterday in Manhattan federal court. Ventura accused him of rape and years of physical and emotional abuse. There are no further details yet tonight about the terms of the settlement.
On the flip side, Diddy's legal team, led by Ben Brafman, vehemently denied any wrongdoing, calling Cassie's allegations offensive and outrageous. Brafman painted a picture of persistent blackmail attempts by Cassie, including a $30 million demand under the threat of a tell-all book. According to him, the lawsuit was merely an attempt to tarnish Diddy's name for financial gain. But here's where it gets even more scandalous. Just 2 days after the CNN footage leak, Diddy did the unthinkable. In a shocking turn of events, he posted a video on Instagram, admitting to everything and taking full responsibility for his actions. This unexpected confession has only fueled the media frenzy, as fans and critics alike scramble to make sense of the rapper's dramatic reversal.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
But people did not buy his story. They spoke out against him immediately following this, including some big names in the industry.
First thing, and we need to be honest, like Sean Combs is a bitch.
Yeah.
Right? And I think the men who are around him and knew he was that, they bitches too. I do have 2 little girls, and we sort of got into the conversation when he was brought up by Floyd Mayweather, and some of the things he was saying is like, no, if he did those things, he's a monster. If he did those things, he should rot in jail. And it's not to say that he should be in a place to where he could never be forgiven. That's between him and God. That's between him and Cassie. But we can look at that as men and say that some things you don't get to come back from. And the video is so telling, right? Because she's escaping, right? Like it's not one of those things where you're in a situation where you could tell somebody, hey, I'm leaving you, or hey, I don't want to be here, and you can walk out and not fear for your life, right? Like you watch TV shows where people running from war and running from things that people are trying to kill them, trying to hurt. That's what that woman was doing, right? And then he pulls her down and he's stumping her. Bro, I'm a grown man who is perfectly fine defending himself, but even if I'm fighting somebody right now that I dislike, I'm not gonna fucking stomp you on the ground. And it brings into mind like all the other whole shit he's ever done publicly. All the ways that he's used his power, all the ways that he's disrespected people and treated people, and you let him do that because of his power. And now you know that this woman has been living with this for years. And those bruises heal, right? But emotionally, mentally, the trauma that she's experienced, and then to come out after all these years and finally have the courage to say something about it, to do something about it, to in some way try to recoup some of your dignity, in some way try to recoup what he took from you. Now you gotta hear everybody in the world doubt that you ever went through.
I think when it comes to that situation, man, I think we shouldn't focus on the individual. We should focus on the issue. Because I think what happens a lot of times is, because of the celebrity, we get lost in talking about the celebrity and not talking about the actual issue. The issue is domestic violence.
Yep.
The issue is exactly what I just said about, men not going to do the proper work on themselves, and they're dealing with a lot of pain and a lot of hurt and unhealed trauma, and they're projecting that pain and that hurt on the other people. The issue is patriarchy, right? Because as long as you have a system where men feel superior to women and they're dealing with that pain and they're dealing with that hurt, they're going to project that, we're going to continue to project that onto our women. So I think those are the issues that we should be discussing as opposed to talking about the individual. And we tend to do that a lot as a society. We get lost in the celebrity of things as opposed to, okay, what are we here for?
Because it's clickbait.
Yeah.
It's clickbait.
Like, Diddy brings the engagement, but right now as I'm talking, there's a woman out there getting beat up by a man, right? And she's not gonna get no news coverage. Nobody's gonna talk about her.
We should say the name of Cassie, the survivor of the domestic violence.
Yes.
Let's talk more about her.
Absolutely. Just talk about the issue, Priya. Let's talk about the actual issue and not the individual.
When it comes...
Man, that was crazy. And I know people gonna think that, yo, this is all what Gene wanted to see. But now, listen here, man. The devil got a purpose, God got a plan. Do you understand what I'm saying? The devil got his purpose, but God got a plan. You understand? And it's all in God's plan, man. You understand? To let people see, because a lot of people wasn't believing that this stuff even existed, brother. A lot of people didn't even think that Cassie was telling lies, Gene been telling lies, Lil Rob been telling lies, everybody lying on Diddy. But Diddy told the truth. Diddy's the only one told the truth. He said, y'all just keep watching, the truth will soon come out. And you see what came out? My man, he punching that little girl in the head. Yo, you don't even kick a dog, man. You don't even kick a dog, bro. He kicking that little girl like she's a dog, man. It was crazy, man. Any man that has a sister, any man that has a friend that's a girl, any man that has a child, you understand, who saw that, if they wasn't appalled, if they wasn't like, yo, I want to beat the, you know what I'm saying? We can't say that on television, man, or on the internet or YouTube, but any man who saw that, wish they could put their hands on Diddy at that time, bro. That shit was appalling, bro. It was crazy, man. And when I saw it, I could imagine what Kim went through. I could imagine what Misa went through. You understand? It was just crazy, man, for that dude to do that to that girl like that, man.
Their tumultuous relationship, which began when Cassie was just 19 and Diddy was 37, spanned over a decade, from 2007 to 2018. Cassie's lawsuit detailed numerous incidents of abuse, eerily similar to what was captured in the newly leaked footage. But that footage was just the tip of the iceberg, it seems, because the abuse went way beyond that.
Two were romantically involved for years, but in a lawsuit made public today, Cassie says there was a pattern of control, drug use, and forced sexual encounters.
KTLA 5's Samantha Cortese joins us live in studio with more details on the bombshell lawsuit. Sam?
Yeah, singer Cassie met mogul Sean Combs when she was a teenage model for his clothing line, a nearly 20-year age gap, but their relationship became romantic and lasted a decade. Now Cassie's claiming that Met Gala, behind the scenes, the award shows, the relationship was fraught with abuse and intimidation. She couldn't escape the bad boy himself, Sean Combs. In a bombshell lawsuit, Cassie alleges the Bad Boy Records music mogul physically and sexually abused her throughout their 10-year relationship, which began when she was 19 years old and he was 37.
Now, what y'all wanna do? Wanna be ballers, shot callers, brawlers?
The lawsuit headlines with a trigger warning for containing graphic sexual assault information, describing in detail sex trafficking allegations, in which Combs would force Cassie to take drugs, wear masks, and perform sex acts on other men so he could watch. Cassie says Combs raped her when she tried to leave him. She says he beat her, then made her stay in hotels or his home until the bruises healed, and his security would make sure she did what Combs wanted or else. The federal civil lawsuit even claims Combs blew up rapper Kid Cudi's car when he heard about Cassie and Cudi's brief relationship. Cudi's lawyers confirmed this happened. Cassie is seeking unspecified.
The rabbit hole of P. Diddy's scandals gets even deeper, and it's a chilling tale of alleged abuse that stretches back decades. The leaked CNN footage is just the beginning, revealing a dark pattern of behavior that has plagued the rap mogul for years. Cassie Ventura may have bravely come forward with her story, but sadly, she is far from the only victim in this harrowing saga. In a shocking turn of events, Sean Diddy Combs was recently hit with his 7th lawsuit in less than a year. This time, the accuser was April Lampro, who alleged that the rapper and forced himself upon her multiple times, starting when she was a college student in the 1990s. The lawsuit, filed in New York, detailed 4 terrifying encounters between 1995 and 2001, including 3 incidents of rape and 1 instance where Combs allegedly forced her to take ecstasy. But April Lampros's case is just one of many. Former model Crystal McKinney has also come forward, filing a lawsuit in Manhattan federal court. She accuses Diddy of drugging and assaulting her at his New York recording studio in 2003. The allegations paint a horrifying picture of a man who used his power and influence to prey on vulnerable women. In another disturbing case, producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones sued Diddy in February, alleging that he was subjected to unwanted advances by associates of Diddy, acting at the rapper's direction. Jones claims he was forced to engage in relations with workers hired by Diddy and details parties involving underage women and illegal drugs. The lawsuit even hints at a wider network of complicity, implying that record label executives who turned a blind eye benefited from their connections to celebrities and dignitaries, including British Royal Prince Harry, who is not accused of any wrongdoing. Diddy's legal troubles continue to mount with yet another lawsuit filed in December. This suit accuses him of drugging and participating in a of an unnamed woman in 2003, when the accuser was just 17 years old. The horrific details of these allegations are a stark reminder of the systemic abuse alleged against the rapper. Another woman, Joey Dickerson Neal, has also come forward, alleging that Diddy drugged and secretly recorded her while she was a college student in 1991. These claims are echoed by an anonymous plaintiff who accuses Diddy and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall of raping her and a friend in 1990 or 1991 after meeting at an MCA Records event in New York. The accumulation of these lawsuits paints a damning picture of Sean Diddy Combs, a man once celebrated as a hip-hop titan and influential music producer. From the heart-wrenching footage leaked by CNN to the numerous allegations of drugging, and coercion, it's clear that the legacy of Diddy is now mired in scandal. As the world watches this drama unfold, the question remains, will Diddy finally be held accountable for his actions? The leaked footage and the ongoing lawsuits suggest that this is just the beginning of a long and tumultuous road to justice for his victims. Stay tuned as more details emerge in this shocking and sordid tale of power, abuse, and the quest for truth. That's all for today. Make sure to share your thoughts in the comments below. For more updates, hit the bell icon.